Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of Nation Wave, and this is day 22 of the July daily draws. So as we start the weekend, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Mermaid Tarot, followed by an oracle card from the Whispers of the Ocean oracle cards. So let's see what message we get with the first card and get the reading underway. Okay, so today we will go there. And our card is the Nine of Swords. Have we got worries on our minds? Do we need to learn how to deal with the anxiety of the things going on in our minds that perhaps are playing on our minds? I think this is like he's there in the tent with his 9 swords around him, with all the thoughts surrounding him, and he's putting his hands over his ears, because I think this is like a siren that tries to, and it's a tormenting sound of this woman shrieking out and everything, and it's plaguing his mind, and he can't literally hear himself think, because everything's distorted and everything's crowded in his head. And when we feel like this, it's necessary to with it being like the 9 of Swords, we need like the 9 in the major arcana would be the Hermit. And to me, we need that when we get our minds like that, we need to take ourselves to a place where we can still our minds and rationally assess what each thought is, if it's a rational thought. Because a lot of the things that are coming into our minds are what ifs or maybes. We're conjuring up worst case scenarios that probably won't happen. Not saying that they can't happen. Bad things do happen, but we automatically go to the worst place. And are we creating this part? Are we responsible for creating and adding to this furore of thoughts and ideas that are plaguing us, that are bringing some negative energy, that are bringing anxiety and maybe sleepless nights, because he is at nighttime, he can't get to sleep. That we're maybe being kept awake. But what is the nature of these thoughts? Do they have substance? So first of all, we need to sift out the ones that really are just in our imagination of what could happen, but there's no basis for it. And we need to learn to dismiss those and put those aside as just things that our mind's conjuring, that we are conjuring. Then, when we're left with the issues that do have some substance to them, then we just have to maybe do a 4 of Swords and put some aside and sleep on one issue. Go with a solution-based mindset rather than a problem-based mindset. So if there's something that's a challenge, there's something that's coming up that needs to be taken care of, and you're worried about how you're going to do it, don't think about the problem, think about what the solution might be. And that maybe now is not the time necessarily to be thinking about it, but to just put in your mind, tick a box of saying, well, yes, I may need to deal with that, but there could be an answer to that I will think about. It needn't be the big thing that's looming in my mind. Because sometimes even these situations that do have some substance to them tend to loom big in our minds as some great colossal thing there's some giant problem that we're not going to be able to deal with. But when we actually sit down and think about it, yes, it may be a challenge, but there may be a way around it. There may be a way we can solve the problem, or maybe there's somewhere we can go for advice or help in dealing with the problem. That's being solution orientated rather than problem orientated. And gradually we're disarming these thoughts, we're neutralizing these thoughts to some extent, at least to the point where they are not this crowding giant thing in our minds. There's something that may be there but it's manageable, and then that helps reduce the anxiety and able to continue. And that's the place that we need to get to. So that may be a message for any of us today. Okay, let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Here we go. Amble with contentment. We have the seahorses, and now they tend to just stay, hovering in the water. They don't tend to move very quickly, which is a bit strange for horses, but they're very calm, very steady. Waiting rather than acting is going to be the most advantageous now. So while we're in this state, we need to, acting from a place of anxiety, acting from a place of panic is not perhaps the best idea. We need to first of all reduce that anxiety and panic, get some perspective, fresh perspective on the situation. And as we do that, as we still our minds, and be content with get some of that contentment back, then we can gradually move forward to deal with whatever problems do remain after we've dismissed a lot of the fantasy ones, and in a more calmer way. And that's the place where we need to get to. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow. We're day 23. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.